Hello and welcome to Biz Daily. I'm Jon Jordan. So we're now well into the financial period where companies are announcing some financial figures, which is very interesting for us kind of business journalists. And the company we're talking about today is Com2uS. Now, for a long time, that was it's a Korean publisher based in Korea, and it was very much like a local Korean kind of outfit, and that was where it saw most of its success. But over the past kind of 2 years, it's gradually becoming more international, and over the past year, it's seen an incredible acceleration of its growth. So its figures, this is for its Q2 financial period for the year 2015, which is the period April, May, June, and it saw sales of look at the cheat sheet, $97 million, and that was up 16% quarter on quarter. So that's compared to the previous quarter in 2015, and compared to the quarter a year ago, it was well up over 100%, over doubled. And when it comes to net income, it had net income of $28 million, and that was up 14% quarter on quarter again. So you're seeing incredible sequential growth from this company, and the main reason, there's a few games that are doing okay, but there's one in particular which is Summoner's War. So this is a kind of an RPG, Korean RPG. It's fairly grindy, and it's picked up. It's been out for over a year now. It kind of launched pretty well, but it's just picked up over every single month. Sales are going up and up and up, and because of this, Com2uS is actually obviously marketing it very, very heavily. And what we're seeing is every month it's kind of marketing or user acquisition fees are going up. So last quarter it spent $15 million marketing its games, mainly Summoner's War, sorry. And this quarter it spent $18 million marketing its games, and particularly it was focusing on the Japanese and the North American markets. Although when we were in Cologne recently for the Gamescom conference, there was advertising on the buses and trams in Cologne as well. So it's kind of interesting, and we've seen this before. Obviously, that we're in like a winner-takes-all market, and even though there's lots of games being released, there's a few kind of key ones that are just generating the vast amounts of revenue. And even for a company, and for a company like Com2uS, which isn't a supercell really, it's growing very fast, but it's still its sales for 2014 were $216 million, so fairly substantial, but not a kind of a $500 million kind of company like the ones at the top. But very much from this game that it's building growth on. And what's really been interesting. It's on the back of those games, and say a few others. It has a fishing game, it has some baseball games, mainly RPGs though. It's basically Korean sales are fairly insignificant now for Com2uS. So 82% of Com2uS's sales in the last quarter were outside of Korea. Now those breaking down, 44% were Asia, excluding Korea, so that's Japan, China, Southeast Asia, and 37% was North America, 13% was Europe. So you're kind of seeing a kind of company kind of breaking out of what was its heartland, and partly that's because it's got a good game, and it's a game that it's continuing to do support and do live events and kind of keep its players engaged, and obviously bring new players in. But partly because this is the way that the market is, kind of the global games market has changed over the last year. It's provided an opportunity for companies that were very strong in their individual local regional markets to take their successful games and kind of take them globally. And what's really been interesting is that now, if you compare Com2uS with some of the big companies, the Western companies that we kind of know more about because they're Western companies, so its quarter for the first time, its Q2 was bigger than Gameloft. So Gameloft's been going, a French company, been going for a long period of time, and it's kind of Com2uS has kind of sneaked up and overtaken it, and also Glue Mobile. So even Glue Mobile's had been doing really well in the last year, particularly with this Kim Kardashian game and a Deer Hunter game. But Com2uS has now overtaken that. So if you kind of look, I mean, there's lots of companies, and to kind of place them all in order is very complicated to break down their mobile revenue. But when we look at some of the key kind of companies we look at, Com2uS is now pretty much in fourth place if we take it as a compared to the kind of US companies, and that's really, as I say, it's come from not quite nowhere, but from a long way back in the pack, and that just shows how the kind of mobile market is allowing this kind of global growth to occur, and particularly now we're seeing that happening in Asia, and that's obviously very good for companies who are based in Asia, as in the Japanese and the Korean and the Chinese kind of companies, and that's kind of really where we're seeing the kind of the spark of accelerated growth happening, and certainly that's been reflected in Com2uS's figures this quarter. So come back tomorrow. There'll probably be some more quarterly figures for us to talk about. We love numbers, so come back and we'll talk about them tomorrow. See you then.